Did you know that vaginal steaming is a very passive, gentle way to prepare your body for labor? You have your uterus, and at the lower part of your uterus sits the cervix. Okay, so before labor begins, and when you're first pregnant, the uterus starts off firm and closed. And throughout your pregnancy, the uterus gets softer. So, like around 34 ish, 36 weeks, you will begin to have changes in your uterus. There are hormones that are released that help soften the cervix. A lot of times, the midwives and the doctors will recommend drinking raspberry leaf tea to help strengthen and tone the uterus. The way that it does that is that sometimes the raspberry leaf tea can cause contractions or Braxton Hicks. Braxton Hicks are important because the more your uterus is working, the more change you will see in the cervix. So the contractions will help change the cervix. How vaginal steaming fits into this is that vaginal steaming will relax the pelvic floor, okay? And we use herbs like raspberry leaf tea. So instead of drinking the raspberry leaf tea and the tea having to go through your digestive system, it doesn't have to do that. It goes directly into your bloodstreams to your cervix and to your uterus, which will help create little Braxton Hicks and make changes in the cervix. Vaginal steaming is a very gentle way of labor prep and way to encourage labor because vaginal steaming has the ability to soften the cervix. And instead of that cervix being posterior, a lot of times if you get a cervical check, your midwife or your doctor will say, oh, your cervix is to the back. Well, vaginal steaming will help relax the cervix and bring it to the front. And that's where we can just go right in and do your cervical check and feel it, and we don't have to really reach so far. I really encourage all women who typically go past their due dates and have to be induced during your next pregnancy. Try vaginal steaming around and you would start at 40 weeks. Just a light, gentle vaginal steam. You can order our herbs online for labor prep. Vaginal steam, because it is going to really help it, especially with perineum tears. Vaginal steaming has the ability to help prevent perineum tears. So it's really, really healthy. It's a really, really healthy way to encourage labor compared to being induced. So for an example, if your doctor told you that you have to get induced, this is something that you can do on your own. I recommend vaginal steaming like once a day after 40 weeks. And if you are experiencing any heavy bleeding or weird bleeding, be sure to contact your doctor and do not vaginal steam if you're bleeding. If you're living in Houston or its surrounding areas, you can book a vaginal steam with me online where we'll do a full set of vitals to make sure you and baby is doing good. We'll check the growth of your baby. Make sure, if you are 40 weeks, your baby's measuring around 40 weeks. We'll discuss your due dates, make sure, you're good to go with that. And you'll have a nice glass of raspberry leaf tea and sip it while you're doing your vaginal steaming. It'll be in a relaxing environment with relaxing music and just as cozy as it could be. And this is great labor prep. So if your doctor has said you have to be induced and you don't want to be induced and you want to try vaginal steaming, please feel free to book a free consultation online where we can schedule your vaginal steam. Another thing you want to do is be sure to stay hydrated um, when you plan to do vaginal steaming. Um, that way you're really nice and hydrated. Vaginal steaming is sort of like a cleanse and a detox, so you will sweat. So you want to make sure that you're drinking some liquid IV or coconut water or regular water. You can drop some pink Himalayan sea salt in there. But you want to stay hydrated when you are vaginal steaming. Women who have herpes want to limit their vaginal steaming because vaginal steaming a little too much can cause a herpes breakout. And we don't want a breakout when you are pregnant, because if you have a breakout, that means that you're at higher risk for a cesarean section, because some doctors will not deliver with a herpes breakout. So you want to make sure that you reduce your vaginal steaming to about 20 minutes. Do a gentle vaginal steam.